one.
All right, hey, welcome to the show. This is Morning Arcade Show. I am your co-host, Buddy Cat, and with me is...
I'm Ashton.
Is Ash. How you doing, Ash?
I'm doing pretty good. I think I got some exciting news to share.
Oh, what do you got? What do you got for us? We're getting right into it.
I know, right into it, right from the hip. So I've been holding off on this. Buddy has no idea about it. So as some of you might know, I've been writing a book, right? And the book's pretty much finished. I have a publisher I'm talking to tomorrow. Ooh. And I've been working on a second book, the sequel to the book, right? And, you know, sometimes when you're writing, you gotta like kind of shelf what you're writing for a little bit to let it sit.
To play 14.
Meantime, kind of, yeah. Well, in the meantime, I was thinking about 14. And I'm like, you know, there's some aspects of Final Fantasy 14 that people have a lot of questions about. Not necessarily 2.0 onward, but about 1.0. And some of that information is hard to hear, hard to see. So, is that on your side?
That is, you know what? I'm going to save what that is because I got something kind of ridiculous. But yeah, hold that thought. It scared me, though.
I know, me too. Anyway, I was like, nobody else is here.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, we'll see what that is later.
So anyway, I decided that I'm going to take my experience from 1.0, which was very short. I just did a little beta test of it, and take that and exploit it to higher levels, so people can read a synapse what it was like to be in 1.0 from the start all the way up until Dalamud. Because a lot of times all you hear about is Dalamud and the Bahamut, and then the wipe of 1.0 into 2.0. You don't know, how much do you know about the story of 1.0? What happened, right? There's not a lot of info about that. So I've been writing a story about the Warrior of Light's journey through 1.0, and then I'll put that up on Buddy's Discord so people can read it.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. For those that don't know, Ash is actually a really good author. I'm not through his first book yet, but I've started it, and I'm not the best reader. I have ADHD, so reading, anyone with ADHD knows that reading is a little bit difficult, but the way you write, it really flows. It's really natural. It's really easy to read. And I think you mentioned you had done that on purpose, but yeah, the book is great. I can't wait till you get it out so that we can share it with everybody. Yeah, and it's not about video games. I mean, if you don't mind, do you mind mentioning just briefly what it's about, or are you kind of holding that back?
No, I don't mind. The theme and story is kind of set, so it's just some of the fine tuning, editing, getting a synopsis and all that stuff. So the book's about exorcisms. So it follows the story of a priest who is going through some exorcisms and how drastically challenging they are. Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of it's more religious theme, but also that thriller psychological part to it.
Yeah, when I was reading, I mean, just the language it used, like the imagery just jumps off the page. It was pretty good. I can't wait to actually read the whole thing and be able to share it with people. So
yeah. It's a short book. It's about 38,000 words. So 9 chapters. So about 2-hour read approximately, depending on how fast you read.
You know what's funny? When you told me how many words it was, I went to Google. I'm like, how long is 38,000 words? Just to kind of give myself an idea of like how long the book was, because I just don't know. I don't. Yeah. I used to read a lot of books when I was younger. I was really into the Piers Anthony Xanth novels. Like I got totally sucked into those. I think I probably read them all. And then I read the Dune books and the classics that you have to read in school. But I just, I think I when I have spare time now, I fire up a video game or something, which I don't know if it's healthy for me, but Final Fantasy's got a lot of reading.
Yeah, and I think video games help with imagination too, right? Yeah. It helps you fuel some of those juices, and at the same time alleviate some stress too. So I think gaming's a good healthy habit, and as long as you do it not like me.
More like me. I think mine's usually limited to like mornings. I play a few hours in the morning. Oftentimes I stream it, and even if I don't, that's usually my morning gaming time. But yeah, so my before we dive into what we played, my week, I haven't done anything quite as exciting as write a book, but I did something kind of stupid. I'm a little embarrassed because I have a lot of like, kind of like nerd junk and stuff behind me, but I don't know, maybe about 10 years or so ago, I got way too into Skylanders. And so I kind of made, I mean, you can see there's my holy grail, like Skylander stuff behind. Oh yeah, look at that. Is it Drill Sergeant right there?
Yep.
So I kind of like decided about 10 years ago that like, I'm not going to buy a bunch of plastic stuff. I'm not going to go crazy like a Funko Pop collection. I mean, it's cool if you're into that, but I had gotten too much stuff. And so I decided to calm down. But I bought something. And I'm not proud of myself, but are you ready for this? I bought the talking flower. The Nintendo talking flower. And
Oh no.
no, every time I see this, people are like, "Oh my god, that's the stupidest thing that like Nintendo's ever made." And that's kind of what made me want to buy it. It's so dumb. It just says stuff like
onward and upward.
It's just motivational stuff.
Wow.
That's it. You just push a button.
What's up?
What's up?
As always, you're a wonder.
There you go. Because it's from Mario Wonder. I'm a wonder.
Yeah. It also kind of reminds me of Plants vs Zombies.
Oh yeah, it does kind of have that vibe. I just can't believe that out of all the stuff in Mario, I mean, they made that Alarmo clock. I don't have that. And for some reason, they're like, oh, out of all of our iconic characters, what do we make? Let's make the talking flower from Mario Wonder.
I believe in you.
But it's got a button on the bottom. You can switch the languages with one push of a button. So
Oh, different languages.
yeah, it can yell at you in like Spanish or Japanese or German. Like it just yells stuff at you. It's all positive.
Is there a random button on there too? So it's like random languages, so you never know.
I don't know. I just opened it yesterday and put the batteries in, so I'm just learning. It's got a clock. It says, what time do you want to wake up? And you put what time. You don't turn the alarm on or off. It just does it. Like, it kind of forces itself upon you. So I put my alarm for 9 a.m. That's what you were hearing is it went off and told me to wake up.
Oh, right.
So,
Okay.
Yep. And then it tells me to go to bed. The other day I'm sitting there gaming, and all of a sudden I hear, "You're amazing. Don't forget to eat your veggies." Like, okay.
Oh, no. Yeah, I heard a surround sound too. I'm like, what is going on?
Yep. So I made a veggie stir fry last night after it told me that. So it worked. It worked.
Oh, hey, there you go.
All right. So, Ash, tell me what have you been playing? Have you been trying to platinum anything? Like, what's going on in your gaming life aside from 14, which we can talk about too? But
Right. So, some of you know I went through the whole Final Fantasy series and I platinumed all those games, which was easier than you would think. It's not that difficult, except for 1 or 2 games in the series.
Platinumed all the games. For those that don't know, platinum, if you don't have a PlayStation, that's like the same as 100%ing on like Steam.
Right.
And often they're the exact same achievements, right? The Steam ones and the PlayStation ones. Okay, just getting that out of the way.
And so I was like, I need a break from RPG. So then I started the Lexi Kain series. Yeah, I started with Blood Omen, got that one out of the way, and now I'm working on Soul Reaver. And I just finished the Zervin boss, which is kind of a Zelda-like fight, and it had about 3 trophies attached to them, so you had to be very careful on how you fought this boss. First of all, you had to like kind of take off its arms as they come down, so you can't just attack his main body right away. And then I realized you have to die to this boss and then come back and refight him again. So this is the second time I was fighting him after I cut off his arms the first time and realized I had to die on him and then come back to him. But he's got a really weird mechanic where when you attack his kind of abdomen, he shoots out this little egg thing. Then you have to go grab the egg and set it on fire, then throw it back at him and destroy him. And oh man, that's such a unique 2000-ish kind of boss fight. It was kind of hitting those nostalgic vibes to it. Very Zelda-like.
I love that you're pulling out the classic stuff. These graphics I'm watching, this is my vibe. Like, I love that era of graphics.
Such a good game. Such a good game.
So, I've never played any of these games. Like, everyone talks about combat and, like, Souls-likes and stuff. Like, where does this rate difficulty compared to, like an Elden Ring or something?
So the difficulty for this game kind of comes more with kind of manipulating the camera and kind of targeting the enemies, because a lot of times you don't want to target the enemies and the camera is really wonky. As you can see, I get hit one time in this boss fight, and that's partly because the camera is just fighting you the entire way, like it does back in the day, right?
Oh yeah.
But the combat is very kind of light in this iteration. It's more about puzzle solving. So it's very Zelda, where you solve puzzles. The enemies are just kind of there to slow you down a little bit until you get to the next puzzle piece. And even bosses are more a puzzle piece than they are combat. So here I'm just kind of trying to bait them to get an attack in so I can grab that egg, right? So it's more puzzles than anything. But the big thing about Legacy Kain series isn't the puzzles, isn't the gameplay, it's the story. It's got one of the best vampire stories that gaming has. It's got time travel. You get mutated
travel
vampire. Yep.
Oh my goodness, you had me at time travel.
I know. Yeah, the first game ends with a choice. You can make a good choice or a bad choice, and the Soul Reaver series kind of branches off into the bad choice. What happened if you make the bad choice?
So that's interesting. Do you have to die? I mean, why do you have to die one time to the boss? Like,
just for a trophy. There's
okay, gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah, the trophy says return to the boss room, and at first I killed a boss and I left and I came back and the trophy didn't pop. I'm like, why is this trophy not showing up? I came back to the boss room, but it's specifically you have to die to the boss, which those kind of trophies, achievements, I'm not a fan of because I don't want those on my record that I died in the game. Come on, who wants that?
Right. So is this one you're trying to platinum, or does this have a platinum?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one has a platinum. The weird thing, though, the remaster version of Soul Reaver 1 and 2, the second one doesn't have a platinum, but I'm still going to get all those trophies before I move on to the fourth game of the series.
I love it. I love that whenever we talk about games, you always have something that you're trying to like get a platinum on. And I feel like was it Final Fantasy IX that you must have been working on for like weeks? I remember you had like a spreadsheet and stuff, right? Like
yeah, I worked on that for 2 years with a spreadsheet. Most of that time though was a jump rope mini game. That was probably the hardest trophy I've ever done was get that jump rope out because it's you can't really go on visuals with it. It's more about a feeling, like a rhythm, and the rhythm changes midway through. So that was probably the hardest trophy I have.
So how many times?
Other ways to get it.
How many times do you have to jump rope? Like without?
It's 1,000 times. About 7 minutes of jump roping.
Jeez, that's crazy. I mean, how many times did you get to like 950 and have to start over?
Oh, hundreds of times.
Oh,
hundreds of times. And there's 2 places you can do the jump rope too, at the beginning of the game and then one near the end of the game. And they say that the one at the end of the game is a little bit easier than the beginning of the game. But in my mind, I wasn't even going to try for any of those trophies until I could get the jump rope one. Because if you couldn't get the jump rope one, what's the point of doing the rest of them? So I just did the one at the beginning of the game.
So it's like literally like you don't want to save the worst for last.
Right. Yeah. But then, of course, once I got that trophy, you find out that that's not the end of the hard trophies. There's like 13 missable trophies that if you miss them, you have to go back and restart the game again. And so I had to make a spreadsheet of all of the trophies and when to get them, where to get them, how to get them. And like you have online guides, but they're all lists. They're not like interconnected that I needed to help me remember.
Right. God, I was playing. I'll probably bring it up later, but I was playing a game this week and I tried to find a guide and all I could find is like an old IGN guide from like 2007 or something. And I realized I missed those old text guides with just the text file. Those are just so classic.
Oh man, the ASI ones too. From GameFAQs? I love those.
Yeah. That's what I meant. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Not IGN. Yeah. I know why I said IGN. Oh, I know why I said IGN because I tried to look up something on IGN yesterday. This has got to be the most egregious thing I think I've ever seen. And if there's any IGN editors in the chat, I apologize. No, actually, you know what? I don't apologize. Their website, I go on there, it's like, it does the cookies thing where it says, can we sell your data? And I click no on everything. And it wanted me to like verify and like select bicycles or whatever just to verify I was a human before it would not collect my data. I'm like, you know what? Close. Next page.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, it's just getting so crazy. And I used to love that site. That used to be my go-to site. Like I would wake up every morning and check IGN to see like what dropped,
Oh man, I haven't opened up IGN in years.
Don't. I hadn't either. Don't.
Yeah, man.
Unless you're a fan of IGN, in which case, we're not judging, not passing judgment. I could not believe I've never seen that. I've never seen a verify you're a human to turn off selling your data.
Yeah, apparently we're living in that world now. Congratulations.
Yep. All right, so what you play anything else this week? Anything good?
So just to plug my channel a little bit, every Saturday morning I've been playing Wild Arms, and that'll be an on-stream platinum run. So it'll be long form. It'll take forever because I'm only streaming it a couple hours every week. But it'll be a fun kind of playthrough to yell at me about how I'm doing it wrong.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I saw you were playing that there this week. I should have got a little clip ready to kind of have playing in the background, but yeah. Right on. So I assume you probably played a little 14, but we probably don't need to talk too much about that. Am I right?
Oh yeah, every day is a little bit of 14 because you got your dailies and right now I'm trying to finish off all the society quests. So
yeah. Well, me and 14, I feel like we'll probably have a 14 update every show. And like I said, not that we've talked about doing a 14 show. We certainly haven't talked about that, but so I logged in for a couple hours and took care of my inventory. That was it. Because I have been avoiding playing 14 because the last time I played, my inventory had 1 space left. And it's just kind of every time I went to play, I'm like, oh, but then I'm going to have to deal with my inventory. So I finally logged on. It was like 1 in the morning or something, and I got my inventory straightened out, so I'm actually ready to play again. So.
Oh, perfect.
So you know what happened.
So that means we got to go farm some things to fill up your inventory again.
Oh, yeah, I know. You know what it was? I was learning to tank, and just there's something about like learning a new class and going back to like the older stuff that you just fill your inventory up with like low level stuff. And at some point I learned like, oh, when you're like going with a group on like old stuff, don't touch the treasure chest and only someone who wants it will. And as soon as I started realizing that, I realized like, oh my God, I just did 10 dungeons in a row and no one touched the chests, which is good.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of a meme to try to be the first one out and leave the last person there to get all the loot and let them have it. Yeah. Even if they don't want it, they get it, right?
Yeah, and I think I've noticed new people, and I realized like I was that person. I'm noticing a lot of people are going to every chest with a sprout, probably because they just think that they need to. Or I mean, if they're just doing it while they're playing, I mean, maybe they don't have a piece of gear yet, but a lot of that stuff you don't need. So yeah, that'll help me. I'm pretty excited. Pretty excited for Beastmaster to come out. Pretty excited about everything in there, but that's about all I did in there this week.
Remind me to remind you to put a little macro on your bar to just exit the dungeon real fast. So that way, as soon as the boss is done, you can just exit and not have to worry about any of the loot.
Okay. Although I always give player accommodations. There's some I just can't help.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, give player accommodations and leave. End of story. Yep.
Because when I'm tanking, there's always a healer in there that definitely deserves. I'm sure Pinky Fluff's probably in the chat agreeing with me here.
Yeah.
Whoever's healing while I'm tanking or doing anything definitely deserves accommodations. That just goes without saying. All right. So if that's it, I guess I'll move on to what I played. So I played a few things this week. Yesterday, as we all know, was May the 4th. May the 4th be with you always, right? So I was going to play Knights of the Old Republic. I was really excited to like jump in there and maybe stream it. And it crashed my computer. Like hard crashed. I couldn't control alt delete or anything. And this was the Steam version I downloaded. And I just bought it for $2.49. It was on sale. It got me. So my computer crashed, restarted it. I got to the start menu the second time, and then my computer froze. So I'm like, I'm not going to mess with this. So I fired up my stream, put on my Ewok hat, and played some Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast, or Dark Force, whatever it's called. Jedi Outcast, that one.
Kyle, right, is the name of that character?
Our boy Kyle Katarn, Yep. So have you played that one?
A long time ago.
Okay.
I think it was back on the N64.
Okay. Oh yeah. N60. Oh, GameCube. I think it came out on GameCube.
Oh, GameCube. That's it. Yeah. Yep. That's it. Yeah.
That game was one of the OG like scalper games. Like they released it on GameCube really briefly, and then it was hard to find. So even back in like the late 2000s, it was going for like $100 on GameCube. It was so hard to find.
Wow.
So I just have it on Steam. I bought like a Star Wars pack, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago that just has a bunch of games. It was pretty fun. I remembered it being a lot more of an adventure and story, but I spent 3 hours just in the first area getting lost and everything. But it was still fun. I didn't get to use my force powers or anything, but you know.
Do you think the rest of the game is that big? As big as the first level, like the second level or third level? Because isn't there like extra planets and stuff too?
Oh yeah, I don't really remember because it's been a while, but I have beat that game. I didn't like 100% every secret, but I've completed it. Yeah, I mean, you go to like Coruscant, and there's like sniper areas where you're picking off people. There's like other planets. Yeah, it's a huge game. And at some point, you go back to, I forget what the Jedi planet is, and you like find yourself there, and you like train and do all this stuff, and you like rediscover that you're a Jedi and get all your Jedi powers. That might be a spoiler, but one, it's like a 25-year-old game. Two, you know that you use the Force in that game, like everybody knows that your Force menu's there. Yeah. So you spend half the game like wondering, like, when am I going to get to use these Force powers? So everyone knows you're going to get it. So no huge spoilers.
It's good. I think Disney already retconned that game anyway, so it's not part of the canon. So it's not spoilers anymore.
Yeah, that game, though, in my opinion, will always be canon. Kyle Katarn is my boy, and Jedi. The second one, the one that followed up, the Jedi, the Academy, is really good too.
Oh,
super good.
I'm sure a lot of us have played a lot of Jedi Academy.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I was super into it. I even like had a server like on my laptop that I left on like 24 hours a day, so like all my friends could play whenever they wanted and stuff. And there was always somebody on there to play with. I miss those days, like hosting a server on a battle game. So, but yeah, I also played a game. I'll just talk about this one briefly because I just played the demo. I played it on stream about a week ago. And then I played it a little bit more. The game isn't out yet. It's called... Oh, I'm horrible with names. It's Goldman. It's the Something Adventures of Goldman. It's like a side scroller. Here, I got a clip here. This is like my favorite clip. So if you look at this, it's an animated game. You get to do Who's a Good Boy to like the local wildlife.
Oh, wow. It almost looks like a Studio Ghibli type art style.
It does. I don't have a real long clip here because I just clipped this because I thought it was cute. But yeah, it's kind of like, I've heard people calling it Grandpa Ducktales because you use like a cane to bounce around. But it's just, it's a side scroller. It's got a lot of puzzle platforming, but it's got like a map. So you go to different zones. So you're kind of solving a mystery with like a quest log. It's probably, and I'm probably going to take heat for this, I'm like one of the few people on the planet who hasn't played Hollow Knight. So I think it's probably in that kind of thing. So, but I was just really, really excited about the animation. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. I wish I had more footage here. Everything is just like hand drawn, and just the animations are very, like you said, Studio Ghibli. Like they're just the way like the hair like flows when you move and stuff. Everything is just absolutely gorgeous on it. So, Eternal Life of Goldman, that's the name. It's on Steam. The demo is. It's coming out, I think, in a month or so. I don't know the exact date. But it's coming out, on PlayStation, Xbox, everything. But the demo is only on Steam. But it's a pretty hardy demo. I played it for, I want to say, like 4 hours now. And so...
Wow.
But yeah.
So I'm biased to a lot of games with water in them. I judge games by how they do their water, right? Mm-hmm. And in this demo, it looks like the water is pretty robust. Can you dive from the water? Can you swim in the water? Can you interact with the water in any way?
Well, the only thing I've really interacted with the water, it's the classic, like, there'll be, like, vines above, and you gotta, like, jump on them while they're swinging, and if you fall off into the water, like, you just, die and start back at the next section. It's very old-school platformer-y.
Okay.
Platformer-y
cool.
That way, yeah.
Cool.
But, yeah, that got me pretty excited. It made me want to play Ducktales, so I fired up. There's, like, a Disney collection on Steam that's got Ducktales, Ducktales 2, Rescue Rangers, all those. And I just went in and played some Ducktales bosses because they do this cool thing. It's almost like if you've ever watched the speedrunner, like on Twitch or something, the way they have like the little timer set up and like all the stuff. There's a boss mode for every game in the Disney Collection app on Steam for all the games, and it times you, and you just do like all the bosses for the game in order. So like when you beat the first boss, you just immediately jump into the next boss, and it does a time for each boss and keeps track of a total for all the bosses. I think they call it like boss rush, but the fact that they did that on all of those old school NES and Super Nintendo games is just, I think it's pretty amazing. I mean,
yeah, adds more replay value to it, you know?
And I believe that's Capcom, who, as we know, I think we'll probably talk about a little bit later. I feel like Capcom is just crushing it lately.
They're absolutely killing it. I can't wait to see what they're coming up with next, because right now their track record is pretty amazing.
Yeah. And it's little details like that. Like most people would just like, oh, we're going to put some old games, so we're just going to throw them in a collection, and call it a day. But to actually put a boss rush mode on every game, and then there's like online leaderboards for the boss rush mode and everything. It's just, I love it when companies go the extra mile when they release stuff like that. So
Yeah, the competitiveness in there can get you. Oh
Mhm.
man.
Yep, it's super fun. I highly recommend it. It's often on sale for like $3 or $4 to get all the NES games in the boss rush. So highly recommend if you like old school platforming. I also played. I won't have too much to say about this because I only played it for about an hour. I played the new Vampire Crawlers,
Oh, okay.
the Vampire Survivors follow up. I had fun. I don't have too much to say about it. I don't know. Have you played it?
Yeah, I played the demo quite extensively.
Okay.
I guess for a while they were asking people to try to break the game, see if they can find exploits or, get out of bounds and all that stuff. And there was quite a few of them.
Yeah, I've seen some people that like after playing it for like 20 hours or so are having builds where they're just like basically walking through and like farming like 5 million gold every round and stuff. So I don't know how much they're gonna tweak, but I love it because I don't play a lot of card games. Like I don't know how to play Magic the Gathering. I don't know how to. I mean, I just don't play those. I played some Hearthstone when it first came out and had fun, but this I was a little hesitant because I'm like, I don't know, like I'm not really into card games, or at least I don't think I am. I just haven't played many. I might be, but immediately you just start killing monsters and it feels so easy. And I'm like, at first I was like, I don't know, this just feels like what's the point? Everything just dies instantly. But the game loop just hooked me, and then it started getting more and more challenging, and I'm like, okay, I get it now. But yeah, I really liked it. I haven't played enough. I haven't played enough to pass judgment by any means, or even give it a rating. Who knows? It might be a 10 over 10 game. I don't know. But I played it. I had fun. The last thing I played, my list is always long because I'm always like dabbling and stuff, is I finally, you know what? I'm going to pull this up here because I played, that's right. I finally did it. Now, I know this isn't news to anyone. This game has been out a little while. This isn't a new release or anything like that. I finally broke down and I fired up the Final Fantasy VII OG. OMG, that's right. And you had a little bit to do with this.
Far, right?
I haven't got very far. I streamed it. So, and the only thing, like you were there when I was streaming, so I haven't played it since I streamed. I played, maybe 3 hours. And a lot of that was just getting lost and reading menus. I have, for the longest time, been wanting to play the Final Fantasy VII remakes, and I played the demo. But everyone tells me, and you were a big champion of this, you've got to play the OG first. Like, I know, and I'm like, but it looks so... Oh, by the way, if I would have known it had snowboarding, I may have felt different. Once I saw that. But so yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just look at the graphics and I love pixel art and stuff. I find the charm in it. And I haven't played a lot of JRPGs other than finally beating Chrono Trigger, which was also your recommendation. So instead of playing the remake, I did this because everyone's saying, you got to play the OG, you got to play the OG. And some people are like, no, you don't. Some people are like, yes, you do. I don't know what the right opinion is. You're definitely of the opinion that you have to play the OG, right?
So I lean more towards the OG, yeah. And I can see the opinion that just play the remakes and you'll be fine, which I get. But I'm also of the opinion that if you play the remakes, that you're going to want to go back and play the OG anyway. So you might as well just play it in release order and get the original story for that context. And then you can see the changes that they made in the remake and try to figure out why they made those changes. Versus if you go back and play the original afterwards, you might lose some of that context.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm more on the fence of playing the OG first, just to kind of understand where the shift in the tone changes are in the remakes, because there's a lot of head scratching for the story in the remakes. Some people call it like the Kingdom Heartification of the story, but they're not all out yet, so it's hard to kind of pass full judgment. We've only gotten the remake and the rebirth, the part 1, part 2.
Right.
So we'll see where the story lands and how it lands. But from all the kind of feelings that we're getting from it is the remakes are like the actual ending of Final Fantasy VII. Where OG 7 you had it, and then you had the big movie that was supposed to be the ending for 7, and now we have this extra part that seems like that's actually the endings that happened after the movie type thing. So, but we don't know. It's all just kind of hypothesis at the moment.
So you're just saying that people are kind of theorizing there's a chance that the third one might actually go beyond where it went without giving. I know it's probably hard to avoid spoilery kind of stuff on this, but basically you're just more content, like finally something that wasn't there.
Right. Yeah, and it's hard to talk about it without heavy spoilers, but there's a line in the Kingdom Hearts series from the big bad guy where he's like, oh, so I guess this character is the only character that could ever kill me, and that's kind of where it seems the rest of this series is going.
Interesting.
So
I'm gonna come back and watch that, because right now that means absolutely nothing. I'm like, oh, I wonder what that means.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm liking it.
I'm being cryptic with it.
I mean, I like it so far. I mean, the graphics are just kind of a turnoff, but I kind of went into it being like, you know what? Like, I know it's old, I know it's janky. I kind of feel like, if you have nostalgia goggles for this, that's one thing. It reminds you of like a game that you used to love. But if you don't have that, it can be a little hard to get into it. But I also love Mario 64. It's one of my favorite games, and it looks horrible, right? So I'm kind of thinking like I might fall in love with the charm. So, go ahead. What were you going to say?
The fun part about 7, though, isn't necessarily the gameplay or the graphics. So a lot of people will tell you, oh, yeah, the graphics are terrible, right? Maybe some of the cutscenes are okay, not to today's standards, but back then. But like the polygon figures, even Square Enix admits that they were bad, and they try to fix it in the next Final Fantasy, right? But like a lot of us don't have nostalgia for the game because of the gameplay or because of the FMV cutscenes. It's because of the story, and it's hard to put the rose-colored glasses on for the story, because of a good story is a good story regardless. Sure, absolutely, right?
100%, yeah. And I'm like, oh god, it's just gonna look bad. It's gonna be a ton of reading, but the way the reading goes so far, it reads really easy. It's really easy to read through the story compared to even 14 sometimes. If they've done a 3-hour mission, sometimes it's like, oh my god, they're just going to talk about the mission they just did over tea with Alpha Node for like 20 minutes. Where this seems to be like everything seems to be a little more to the point so far. I could be wrong. I'm reserving all judgment for this game, but I'm going to stick with it, and I am going to complete it, though. There's no doubt about that. I will finish it.
I'm going to hold you to that. I'm going to, every day in Discord, I'll be like, Buddy said he's finishing this.
You know what?
Kind of guy he is.
Right. That's the kind of guy I am. That's right. I started Chrono Trigger. It was the second JRPG that I had played. And, the first hour or two, I was like, oh my god, this combat is so frustrating. Like, how is this even enjoyable? And, fast forward to like 40 hours later, I'm like, oh my god, this is like the best game I've ever played. So, who knows? This might have that same effect on me. So we'll see. Again, that is not news for anybody, because this is a game that's been out for a long time, but excited to finally get into it. I might be the last one to start Final Fantasy VII, so there you go.
Oh no! Once Part 3 comes out, you're gonna have lots more people going back to the OG and replaying it for sure.
But that's your logic, right? If you're gonna play the new ones, you're gonna want to go back and play the old ones. So why not get it out of the way? Pull the Band-Aid off.
Yep.
Just do it.
Yep.
All right.
Get that story.
So that kind of wraps up what we played, and what we were doing. I think maybe let's kind of step in to the news. I don't know if I would say we're not a news podcast, but it's kind of nice to talk about like what are people talking about. And I don't just mean what are people getting mad on Reddit about, but what are people talking about. And one of the things that caught our attention this week is, give me a second here and I'll load up a clip, is the Resident Evil trailer dropped, and it seems to be looking a little different than people were thinking.
You were still on the Final Fantasy clip. There you go.
There we go. Okay. Sorry, I'm still. This is our first live, so I'm bear with me. I'm still like moving the mouse around multiple screens and stuff. So there we go. I put it up while we talk about it. I was a little surprised because immediately it's nothing like what I was expecting. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Well, before you move on, have you played any of the Resident Evil games? Because that might give us some context to your thoughts here.
Okay. Don't hate me. I have seen the Resident Evil movies, the ones with what's her name, Jovovich, and I have played Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube. Okay. I beat it. I don't remember it that well. Resident Evil is one of those series that I follow it. I love it. And I watch a lot of people stream it. Like, it's fun to watch people stream and like get scared, especially if it's like nighttime and I'm like up late, I'll watch somebody stream. I've watched a lot of people streaming the new Requiem, which I haven't bought it yet. I want to play that game really bad. But no, that's kind of where it's at. The only one I've actually played for myself is 4. And
Okay.
this, like, I don't know if it looks more like what a Resident Evil game is. To me, the Resident Evil movies never reminded me of the games that much. I don't know. They seem like something completely different, where this looks like it's just creepy as hell, and the games are creepy as hell. So, to me, that's kind of where it starts and ends for me. I don't know. What are your thoughts? What do you think of this trailer?
So I've played all the Resident Evil games. I'm a big fan of them. Even though my thing tends to be JRPGs, the Resident Evil series has that movie monster quality to it, where I love movie monsters. Dracula and Mummy and Wolfman and zombies, obviously. So it kind of draws my attention with that. And I just finished Requiem, so that was a cool game.
Oh, I didn't even know you played that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
So from my understanding of this movie, it's almost like a soft reboot of the movies, right? Where the original movies kind of took place in this alternate kind of Resident Evil timelines. They're not really attached to the games. Where this one has got stronger hooks to the game, it seems like. Where, from what I gather, this character was given like a mission to take something from one city to another city, and the city he's going into is Raccoon City, which is the day that the cast from Resident Evil 2 is there.
Oh, okay.
So like right after the outbreak, like a day after or the day of, one of those things. And so he's coming into the city that's been just overrun with zombies. He's like a courier just trying to do his job, and he gets thrown into this whole mess of zombies. So I kind of like that idea where it's not necessarily following the main cast of the Resident Evil characters that we know, like no Leon, no Claire, no Rebecca. And so you get this new character. I think his name is Brian. I don't remember his last name. It might be Brian. And so he's just your normal character. But I don't know how I feel about that. Like, is it good to have a new character in the Resident Evil series that's kind of an offshoot, or are you losing something, right? Are you losing some from having a main character not there?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if this is a hot take, but it's more like my take on like games that become movies or TV shows. I always feel like they do better when they take the world that you're in and then put new stories, new characters in that world. In some games, it's harder to do that. Like if it's, a story about like Metroid and you make a Metroid movie, of course it has to be Samus, right? But like Fallout is the perfect example of they had this incredible world already that gamers liked. If you redid one of the stories from the game, you're not going to do it. You might do it better technically, but it's not going to be the same. So it's never going to work for people, I don't think. So if you tell a new story in that world, I think you really set yourself up for, I don't know, just to succeed a little more, because you're not going to get people doing the, well, actually kind of thing, At least that's my opinion.
Well, Leon would never act that way,
right.
Type of situation. Yeah. Whereas exactly. The new character, they have more say. I'm just hoping that they keep the kind of vibe of Resident Evil alive, where it's not necessarily you're overpowered, it's more you're surviving. You're just trying to get by. You're just trying to get to the next room to progress the story, because a lot of times at the beginning of Resident Evil, you're effed.
Yeah.
Good luck,
Yep.
Until you find better weapons or better items, and then you can kind of start fighting back a little bit easier.
Or in my case, about 20 hours in when I found out there was a run button.
Oh, yeah.
I was telling somebody when I was playing that game, they're like, oh, how far are you? I'm like, I think I'm almost done, but my God, it's kind of slow. Like the speed at which you walk, and they're like, well, aren't you running? I'm like, what? So I went home, sure enough, there was a run button. So, that's a classic buddy moment right there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I like it. And I also noticed that it says from the director of Weapons. I don't know, have you seen Weapons?
I haven't.
Oh, man. So I would say it was probably one of my favorite experiences in the theater this year. Highly recommend it. It is scary. It's a pretty scary movie, but it's just nothing like anything I've seen. So when I saw Director of Weapons, like, okay, now you got my attention. Like they're getting serious, you know.
I think he also did that movie Barbarian, that horror movie.
Yes.
Zach Krieger did it, right? That's
Yeah,
the
I
name?
think it says that. I think that might pop up on here. I haven't
Okay.
seen that. I don't. Have you seen that?
I haven't, but I heard that it's a pretty good horror movie.
Okay.
So.
But yeah, if you like horror movies, I'm not to sidetrack the main conversation here, but I highly recommend Weapons. It's a ride from beginning to end. So, but very fun movie. So yeah, I'm excited about this, and it makes me want to play Resident Evil. I've had Resident Evil 7 sitting in my Steam library for a while, so this is making me want to fire that up. And I don't know why 7. I think maybe at the time I like read some research that it was really good, and I don't know.
Yeah, I think 7 is more of a return to form for Resident Evil, so it's a good one to play through.
Yeah. Although I am tempted. I finally got my GameCube set up. I made a little gaming tower with like a GameCube, a PlayStation 3, a Nintendo 64 on my Switch and stuff. And so I was thinking about, like, I'm kind of tempted just to fire up Resident Evil 4 again on the GameCube, but I'm like, oh, that's the only one I've played. Like, why do we do that to ourselves as gamers? Like, you can play a million games, but like you constantly go back to the game that you've played over and over again, right?
Yeah, comfortability, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. Let's see, what else do we got in the news? I think the other thing that have been talking about is, that's not the video I want to do. Well, you know what that is the Steam controller.
Oh, yeah.
So
There's been a lot of talk about this.
There has been a lot of talk about it. The talk about it doesn't seem to be how awesome it is, or how good it is, or how bad it is, or anything like that. The talk seems to be the fact that the scalpers are essentially doing their scalping thing. It seems like I think it sold out, I want to say in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And immediately you start seeing this right here. I Googled, or I looked up on eBay just to see what they're going for. And it's just
Wow.
page after page of them going for like $200 to $300. And, you know, I don't know how many people are actually buying, but I assume people are buying them. And
Oh, yeah. I mean, they wouldn't be on the market if they weren't, right?
right. I mean, I don't know. I know it's a hot subject, and I don't want to like beat a dead horse to death, but it just drives me crazy when people do this, because I'm looking at this, I'm seeing like there's like hundreds on eBay, and that means every single one that is on there is somebody who waited in line and was like, I'm gonna buy a Steam controller and I'm only gonna resell it. Like, it's just every single one of these represents somebody doing that.
I was one of those people waiting in line, pushing that button to buy over and over again. I couldn't get it, so...
It's frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, so I'm a big fan of Hall Effect controllers, and I've modded some of my controllers to have the Hall Effect kind of combat some of that stick drift, because when you play a lot of games, you get stick drift from controllers. Just from like the potentiometer is kind of rubbing against each other, causing debris and dirt getting in there, where Hall Effects don't have the rubbing together. They have magnetic waves to kind of tell. Well, these controllers have a step up from that Hall Effect called TMR, tunneling magno something.
Right.
And so I really wanted one for that. Not because I think it's a big step up from Hall Effects, but it'll be my first one, and I wanted to check it out. But man, just couldn't get it. So I'll have to save my judgment on TMR for later.
Yeah, I mean, I still have a Pro controller, Nintendo Pro controller, that doesn't have drift, that doesn't have Hall Effects or TMR, and it's fine. But I've actually become a really big fan of the 8-bit do stuff, because they have controllers that are like $39 that, you know, are rechargeable. I've never had a syncing issue. Like, I've always just plugged it right in, turned it on. But, you know, those are kind of an alternative to the name brand ones, right? And I like them because I can use them on everything. Like, I have 8-bit do on my Switch, I have 8-bit do on my PC, and 8-bit do on my Xbox. That way I have the same controller, like, it feels the same when I'm jumping back and forth. But $99, even though I'm used to paying like $40 for an 8-bit, I don't feel like $99 is a lot of money, because when you compare it, at least what I've been seeing online is people are comparing them to more like the Xbox, like the Pro controllers and stuff. And those are like $150, $160. So $99 doesn't seem too bad. I mean, a Switch Pro controller is $90 and it doesn't have half the stuff this has.
Yeah. Highly customizable, the 2 trackpads. I think it'd work great for 14, like being able to, use the little trackpads to click on things instead of your mouse sometimes. I think it would be great for that, but I don't know yet. I haven't been able to try it.
Yeah. And, I haven't played a Steam Deck either. From what I understand, it's pretty much, this is the Steam Deck experience in a controller with the trackpads. I think the trackpads are a little bit smaller than the Steam Deck, but same thing, right? It's the same kind of concept as far as I understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, those prices are just out of control. And I hate it when people do that. It's like, it reminds me of when we were in the pandemic and everyone's like buying up all the toilet paper and all the diapers. It's like the same people, right?
Yeah. It's a perfect storm for them, right? Like, you have this limited edition kind of thing coming out. There's not a lot of them, and it's very niche for certain people. And then on top of it, you don't have the parent company cracking down on all these bots too hard. So then it comes down to the consumers to not buy these. But again, the want for them is so high that how can you not, right? So it's a perfect storm for scalpers to come in and make a couple bucks off of it.
And there's a little part of me, I hope I don't take too much heat for saying this, there's a tiny, tiny part of me that says, like, can I almost not blame people a tiny bit because the economy is so difficult? And then I think about it, I'm like, no, this is still pretty crappy. It's like,
yeah.
I remember when I was in Walmart during the pandemic, the first time I went in, and no, I'm not a huge Walmart fan, but I live in the middle of the forest, and that's all we have. I'm in there, I got my mask on, because it's like my first time out, and I put a big load of toilet paper, like a thing in my cart. And somebody like comes up, they tap me on the shoulder. I'm like, what? Like, who's like, we're all like, at this point, we're like scared of each other. This is like early in the pandemic and we don't know like what the hell's going on, right? I'm like, who's tapping me? Who's so close to me? I turn around and somebody's like, hey, the sign says you can take 3. You better grab 3. And I'm like, I don't need that much toilet paper. I'm not going to take 3 just because I can. So they thought I was like a weirdo for only buying 1 toilet paper.
Yeah, my wife was freaking out during that time too. She's like, "We need toilet paper." I'm like, "What are you talking about? We have like 20 rolls." She's like, "No, we need to buy toilet paper." I'm like, "No, we're fine.
Yeah,
it's okay."
I had like other family members like, "Oh, we got 3. If you need some, just let us know." And I'm like, "Oh my god, like just because you can buy 3 doesn't mean you need to." But you know what? Those times are gone. Luckily, we've moved on from that. And somehow, before we end our little news thing, somehow we ended up talking about toilet paper. So my apologies for that. Oh. I think that's it for the big news. Unless you've got
free market, baby.
That's right. Unless there's anything that I missed, I think we'll take a quick 2 or 3 minute break, and when we come back, I think you've got something from the 90s, something that happened in the 90s this week, and then we'll play a little bit of Name That Tune. Not just Name That Tune, but Name That Video Game Tune.
Oh man, more failure on my part. Let's go.
All right, so if that sounds exciting, we'll be doing that here in just about 2 or 3 minutes. We won't take too long of a break. And I made a new break.
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys.
Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't get break time music. Dang it. It's just going to be silent, but oh well. Here we go, break time. We'll be right back. Thanks for hanging out with us. All right, welcome back to the show. Hope you had a good break, Ash.
Drinking coffee.
Nice. Oh, hold on a second here. Supposed to get that out of the way before I come back. But the beauty part is I can edit that cough out for the final version. No one has to hear that cough.
Oh. So I can just freely sneeze. Got it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah. You can totally sneeze. Yep.
All right. So I got 2 things from the 90s this week. I think both of them were kind of cool.
All right. What do you got?
First one, Wolfenstein 3D.
Wolfenstein 3D.
What do you know about that game? Yeah.
Wolfenstein. Oh, so that came out this week in the 90s. Did you happen to catch what year? It had to be early, like 92, 93, something like that?
Yeah. May 5th, today, 1992.
1992. Oh my goodness. Okay. I played it when it came out. I was probably too young to be playing it. But I did. No, I was probably fine. I don't, you know what's weird? I don't remember too much about it. I just remember them like yelling at each other in German. And I remember whatever they were saying, like we kind of like, it almost became like an early version of a meme. Like me and all my friends started yelling at each other, and the stuff that they were yelling at Wolfenstein was like mine something. And like, I have no idea what they're saying. I could have been yelling some horrible stuff, but,
Right.
by the way, the talking flower can yell at you in German.
Oh, it's perfect. You know, you need a mod so that way you take out the main character BJ out of that and then put the talking flower instead, right? That would be hilarious. I however never played Wolfenstein 3D when it first came out. I played later iterations when it was heavily modded. So like you'd get mods where like you're killing Barney the dinosaur or Thomas and friends and stuff like that. So I never played the original. It was all like heavily modded type stuff that I played it.
So I played I killed Barney the dinosaur in a Doom edit. That seemed to be popular at the time. Like everybody wanted to just wail on poor Barney, and like what did he ever do to anybody?
I think just, it became a meme back then, for the thing. So ID Software came out with this game, and an interesting story is they were working on this game on the side. It really wasn't anything prominent, and they had seen other games kind of use 3D mapping because they couldn't figure out how to do 3D mapping very well. It was like very resource heavy, and then they seen another game do it, and they're like, oh, we could probably do that. And so it kind of started this whole, it's almost how we got Mario 64 in a way, where it started this whole, whatever the camera sees is what is mathematically there. Everything else isn't there anymore. And that's kind of how we got our 3D stuff. So it was really kind of a pioneer for that, which is kind of cool.
Right. It's so crazy to think, like, and I've worked in the game industry for a little bit as mostly a programmer, but, we were using engines, primarily like Unity and stuff like that. And while, like games will still have, like a full-on game will still have like tens of thousands of lines of code, even in Unity. Yeah. For the most part, a lot of that stuff is set up, but I can't imagine starting from scratch and like trying to do the math to like where do you start? Like, like all the programming in an engine like Unity is just telling Unity what to do. Like how do you start from scratch and build? To me, it almost feels like, okay, well, we know the universe started sometime, but like what was there before it? I almost feel that way with like game engines. Like it just the work that those guys put in is just crazy to think about.
Yeah, they had to create their own kind of engine for it too. I forget the name of it off the top of my head, but like they made their own engine for Wolfenstein 3D. Like it was called id Engine or something. I'm not sure. But and that exploded, right? We started getting all these first-person shooters because of it. So it's an influential game.
So I'll probably take a little heat for this one. I'll probably take a heat for a lot of the things on this podcast if people listen to it. Did Wolfenstein 3D come out before Doom? Was it the predecessor or? Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, that makes sense then. So by the time Doom came out, they kind of had things down. And if I recall, like the Star Wars games from LucasArts really were kind of in that pioneering part too, and really moved things forward a lot too. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, LucasArts did a lot for gaming.
Yeah. Which is kind of sad.
I think in a way, in my mind anyway, they kind of took up the mantle from the old Sierra games, the point and click games, and Lucasfilms kind of ran with that a little bit longer, where they, Day of the Tentacle and Maniac Mansion and things like that. Right.
Was Sam & Max, was that a LucasArts, or am I?
I remember that game, but I don't remember who developed it.
Yeah, I don't remember. Somebody will probably correct us, which is fine. We need it.
Yeah.
God, those old Sierra games were so fun. I remember like playing like King's Quest V and getting stuck. And they used to have a number like you could call, but they were only open like Monday through Friday, and you could like get help. Like I remember, you just dial like 206 or wherever they're at, and their phone number, and somebody would answer, and you'd be like, I'm stuck in the cave. There's this Yeti. But I remember I was trying to beat that game like on the weekend before I went back to school, and I was stuck for so long, and then it was something stupid like you had to throw a pie in the Yeti's face. Like the games were just so ridiculous.
Yeah, you would never figure them out on your own. Though they were designed for you to go talk to your friends about it, right? Mm-hmm. Like, did you ever get past that goat? And they're like, no, it keeps blocking me. But my mom called the hotline. This is how you do it.
Right. Right. That's oh my god, I never thought of it. That's like the early like microtransactions, calling in and like. Of course, that I don't know if that really works because the phone company got the money for it, not Sierra.
Probably, yeah.
But I like it. What else you got?
So the second one is a NASA created things. Can you guess what it is? Something that NASA created back in the 90s.
Oh my god, something that NASA created. By the way, anyone in the chat, if you feel free to jump in here if you have answers to this. Something NASA created in the 90s.
It's not a food. It's more of a toy.
Okay, was it the first? Okay, this I'm totally guessing. I promise if I get this right, I did not look it up. But was it the first version of VR?
No.
Okay, then I don't know. That was my guess.
Good guess. I liked it.
Oh, I felt like it was such a good guess.
Yeah, it's a really good guess. No, I'm pretty sure many of us older generation, maybe even some newer generation played it, but when it first came out, it changed outside playing forever.
Nerf.
The original Super Soaker.
The original Super Soaker. Oh my goodness.
Right?
Oh,
man,
God.
I can still taste the hose water that was put into the Super Soakers to shoot you in the face with.
You know what? It's not the hose water. It's the sensation mixed with the flavor of getting the hose water blasted up the nose.
Oh yeah.
Like every child who grew up with the Super Soaker knows what it's like to get blasted in the nose with a Super Soaker. Oh my, I'm like I can feel it. I can taste it right now. And I don't like it.
You're like, I don't want to remember it anymore.
That's right.
Well, blame Lonnie Johnson. He is the inventor of the Super Soaker. And fun fact, when the Super Soaker first came out, it wasn't called Super Soaker. It was called man, I forgot the name of it. But it had a name before Super Soaker, and there was a copyright problem with it, so they had to change the name.
Okay.
It was like the Drencher or something crazy. The Power Drencher? Is that it? Yeah, Power Drencher. I think that's what it is.
God, I remember going to because I grew up in Eastern Washington, and it would be like 103 degrees in the summer. So I remember whenever there's like parades or events like downtown, like people would wander around the parades, and it would just get out of control. They'd have like a Super Soaker with a strap behind their back. They'd have the Super Soaker pistols. And then do you remember these? People would take like surgical tubing, and they would fill it up with water, and you'd put a pin cap on the end, and then you could wrap it around your neck like 2 or 3 times. They called them water weenies.
Oh, I remember those.
Water weenies, yeah. And it was just surgical tubing, and you could go to the hard store and get it, and everyone would go stock up on it in the summer. And that was like the precursor to the Super Soaker, at least where I lived. But yeah, once the Super Soaker came out, water weenies and Super Soakers all summer long.
Yep. And sometimes even during the winter.
Oh yeah,
right? Because why not?
Right. I mean, who doesn't want to take the water weenie outside in the winter? All right, moving on. No, I wasn't trying to cut you off, but somehow I turned it into weenies. Anyways, so how do you feel about playing a little bit of? I need a theme song here. Name that tune. Name that game tune.
All right, let's hit me with some sounds. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I'll get them all wrong, but it's okay. It's okay.
Well, if you get them both wrong, you'll get the same amount that you got wrong last time. Last week I did 3, and I did 3 levels of difficulty, and I believe you got 1 of them right.
Hey, I only got the hardest one right, which is the only one you need to get right.
What was the hardest one? Do you remember what it was?
Portal.
Oh, that's right. It was the Vitamin String Quartet playing Portal, which, oh my God, is amazing.
Got it. Yep.
Oh, it's 10 a.m.
Yeah.
It's 10 a.m. Do you know where your child is? No, hopefully school. But yeah, if anyone hasn't heard the Vitamin String Quartet playing the Portal, it's pretty amazing. Those guys, they even have like Dragon Force and stuff they do on String Quartet. It's amazing. Anyways, let's get into it this week. I'm only going to do 2 this week, but I'm going to start with an easy one, and then I'll do the same thing I did last time, where it'll be something that's more of like a cover of a band doing something. Or like, it might be a guitar player, it might be a heavy metal band, you just never know, but it won't be originally from the game. But the first one is ripped right from the game. Here we go. Are you ready? I'm going to give you about...
Help me out, chat.
Yeah, oh, by the way, chat, feel free to answer. I don't think you're going to spoil, Ash, because you could be giving wrong answers. So if you know it in the chat, feel free to play along. You're more than welcome to. All right.
I have to make an effort to see chat because I have it on my phone instead of my screen just to make it harder for me to see chat. So
right. You know, and it's only like phone a friend anyways. It doesn't mean they're giving you the right answer.
Yeah.
All right. It'll be about 15 seconds, and then it'll quiet down, and then I'll read you. Oh, I better pull it up. I have the multiple choice. Here we go. I like how unhinged it gets unhinged there at the end, doesn't it? Like it just like out of the blue went crazy. All right.
Sounds like it's something I should know, like a Milan Secret Castle or something.
It is something you should know, and I'm going to give you 4 choices here. All right.
Okay.
Here we go.
4, huh? Okay.
Multiple choice. It's one of these 4, and these I believe are all NES games. These are all real like NES games. Okay.
Super 8-bit chip.
Is it Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest? Is it Fester's Quest? Is it Gauntlet? Or is it the classic, impossibly difficult Ghost and Ghouls? Those are your 4 choices. What do you think? Okay. And let me know if you need me to repeat any of that.
Yeah. So I'm leaning more towards the top of this list, A and B. What is it? Simon's Quest and Fester's Quest. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to eliminate the last 2, C and D, right off the bat, just to make it quicker and easier. So, I'm pretty sure it's not Fester's Quest though.
All right, no one in chat's got it yet either.
I haven't played Fester's Quest in a very long time, but man, is it Simon's Quest 2? It could be. Yeah, I'm going to say Castlevania.
All right, final answer. You're going with Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest.
Yeah.
All right, here. This audio cue should tell you if you're right or wrong.
Warrior, badly.
Oh, that means I got it, right?
No, it's Gauntlet. It's Gauntlet. That's the classic
okay.
Warrior needs food.
Warrior,
man.
badly.
All right. Well, that's okay.
I never played Gauntlet, so it's fine. It's okay.
You never played Gauntlet?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, Ash.
I know the meme. You know, Red Elf needs food badly, but that's as far as I go. I haven't played Gauntlet.
It is so good. Okay, we're gonna play co-op Gauntlet. It's like the ultimate co-op.
Oh,
OG co-op.
Hey,
game.
we found our co-op game then, right?
There it is, and I believe it's on the Nintendo Switch Online, which means we can play it together online.
Perfect.
We might have to play Gauntlet and stream it, like the OG Gauntlet. It is so good. Or I have rose-tinted glasses, or what is it? Rose, I forgot the nostalgia goggles, and it's actually just a horrible game. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But in my mind, it's one of the greatest games of all time. Remember they had the arcade, the giant one with 4 joysticks, and like you could pick who you wanted to be.
Oh wow! No, I'm familiar with the NES version, but I haven't. I know friends who've played it and memed it to all heck, and I know it's supposed to be really hard, but I haven't played it.
It's not really hard. It's the original game. It's like Diablo before. It's like you just go along and there's like swarms of like dozens of enemies just mobbing you, and you got to level up and be able to take them out. It's super fun.
Wait, there's a level up system in it? I didn't know that.
I don't remember. It's been a long time since I played, but I do remember this.
Warrior, badly.
I do remember that. All right, you have a chance to redeem yourself because that is only one of the songs that we're going to be playing. I have another one for you. This one is, like I said, the harder one. It will be a cover of somebody or a group playing. And in this case, it's just one person playing classical guitar, playing a cover of a song.
Okay.
And I try not to do super deep cuts, because I don't want to give you like an impossible song that no one knows and have someone covering it. So. Here we go.
a very beachy theme.
It is. All right, are you ready for this?
Okay, let's hear it.
You might get this. You might not, but I have 4 for you to choose from. 1, is it, and these are all, and keep in mind, it's not necessarily a guitar song. It doesn't have to be. It's just that's the version from the game. So is it from 1? Is it from Expedition 33?
Okay.
Is it from Super Mario Sunshine? Is it from Undertale? Or is it from Dragon Quest V?
Oh man.
Go. And if you need me to repeat any, let me know.
I really want to say Dragon Quest V.
I know you do.
I'm pretty sure it's not that one because I would know. See, the Dragon Quest songs, they have that little kind of whirly loopy sound to it. So I think I would get that one. So I want to just say it, but it's not it. So, man.
So you're eliminating Dragon Quest.
I'm eliminating Dragon Quest.
You got Expedition, Sunshine, and Undertale left.
So Expedition 33, it could be, but I played that recently, so I don't. It doesn't. It's not ringing something in me from that kind of acoustic. This is like bringing something like from a child in me up, like GameCube era. Is it Doflamingo from Mario Sunshine?
Is that your final answer?
I think so.
All right. Womp, 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 womp. It is not. I stumped you. I can't believe it. 0 for 2, Ash. All right. Are you ready for what it is? It is it's Undertale.
Oh, Undertale. Okay.
It is the hotel music in Undertale, which is actually a really popular song.
Yeah.
And it is actually it is classical guitar in Undertale, so it sounds a lot like that. This version doesn't really sound much different. This is somebody really playing it. Dang it, I forgot to write it down. He's a YouTuber who does movies and game classical guitar, and he said this is one of the hardest songs that he's ever learned. And if you watch it, if you just Google like classical guitar Undertale, it'll come up. He's got a beard.
I heard that Undertale itself can be very hard too. Like, doesn't it have 2 different ways to play it? Like a nice way and a bad way to play it, and then like if you go down the bad way, what is it called? I forget, but like if you go down the bad way, then you get like a really hard boss at the end that a lot of people struggle against.
Sans, I think is his name. I don't
know. I haven't played Undertale, so I'm not sure.
The thing with Undertale is the whole concept of the game, and I haven't played it, but I've watched one of my kids play it. I have a kid who's obsessed with it and has beat it every way possible. The whole thing is in Undertale is you try to not kill anybody. Now you can beat the game with killing any like so. There's like a. Oh god, that thing scared me. You know what? I'm gonna throw that thing off a cliff.
That's the kind of flower that is.
That's right. You know what he told me? He said it's a perfect time for a nap. I'm like, no, I'm doing a podcast. It is not a perfect time for a nap. Let's see what else he's got to say.
Feeling pretty great.
Yeah, feeling pretty great.
I love it.
All right, but yeah,
is there a flower? Is there a flower in Undertale also? I think so.
Probably. I don't know. Like I said, I've seen a lot of it played. I haven't actually. I've watched the entire final boss fight though. That took like a half hour.
Oh wow!
It's on my to-do list. Yeah. I really want to play through it, but that song is classic because it's actually it's a version of the main song. It's almost like they did it like a joke. So the person who made Undertale, his name's Toby Fox, and he wrote that Homestuck comic, but he's also famous for doing game music. Like he's done some of the Pokemon music and stuff. So this game, cool. He programmed it himself, did all the art himself, and made all the music. And the music is incredible. So this is like an elevator kind of sounding version, since it's in a hotel, of the main theme song. So everyone refers to this song as Elevator Stuck.
Oh, okay. Fun.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's another game on my list I'll eventually get to. I don't know when though, because the lists are long, and it's not necessarily an RPG. Like I guess it could be considered an RPG, but it's really just not in my wheelhouse.
Well, though it's a turn-based RPG.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a lot of people compare it mostly to Earthbound because that's was one of the biggest influences. So yeah, it's an RPG.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like you had to avoid fights instead of getting into fights.
Well, I can't. I don't know. We should both just play it and then we can talk about it.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so I think that's it. Probably about time to wrap up. Do you have anything else that you want to add before I put up the thanks for hanging out with this screen? Is there any thing that we need to know. Can you tell us where we can find you? Like if we want to watch your stream on Twitch.
Well, you can find me on Ash and Sugar at twitch.com. That's about it. That's the only place I really am. I don't do anything else. So.
And you can also find Ashen hanging out in the Discord, which is my Discord. It's Buddy Cat. There's links down below, but you can find all the information if you just go to buddycat.gg. Buddycat.gg has links to the Discord. It's got links to where you can download the podcast, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, all the places that you get your podcast. It's all right there on buddycat.gg. And that, I almost said GGG, like there's 3 Gs. It's just 2 Gs. I don't know what you're going to get. buddycat.gg. And that is going to do it for our show. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we will talk to you next week. Have a good one.